Okay, everybody smile. We're now on YouTube.
Good go.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome to our Public Works Advisory Committee meeting. I'd like to call the meeting to order. So I need a resolution to adopt the agenda.
I'll do so.
Okay, moved by Dean
And Bob.
and Bob. All in favor? Sorry, I can't see everybody, so I'll just say anybody opposed. Okay, seeing none. Is there any disclosure of pecuniary interests? Seeing none. Like to adopt the minutes of the Public Works Advisory Committee meeting from November 23rd. Everybody has the draft minutes in their emails. Need a mover and a seconder.
It's Brad, so moved.
Okay, moved by Brad and seconded by
Seconded by Mike.
okay, Mike. Anyone opposed? Okay, pass. Items for discussion and consideration. We have a very short meeting tonight. So we have a review of the Public Works winter operation 4.1. And I think Martin will speak on that.
Hello, everyone. Okay, good. I'm here. I'm just gonna move this over here. Hello. Good evening. As everyone's noticed outside, winter is coming to a close. Unfortunately for us, that means spring operations are in effect, and we are busy clearing up culverts, ditches for all of the excess water. Got to go somewhere. As for this year in our winter operations, everything went relatively smoothly. No major issues, which is good. Not much to say as for exactly what we've done. We plowed the roads, we sanded the roads. For a basic overview of Public Works operations. I don't know if anybody had any more specific questions related to our operations. If not, it's pretty straightforward when it comes to clearing snow off the road.
On that note, Martin, we did do one snow lift in the Weville. I forget what date it was. You can maybe recap what date it was.
Yes, we did. I believe that was in early February. We did a snow lift. Thanks to French River Contracting, gave us a hand to get it all done in one night. Snow lifts typically happen once to twice a year when the snowbanks get too high in Noelville itself, especially on the highways. The Toolcat, which is our sidewalk machine, has a hard time snow blowing once the sides get too high. So that's typically when we get rid of the snow. This year we were fortunate. A couple snowfalls came in and they melted right away. So it was nice. So trying to think of any other specific events that we had. A couple ice events. But besides that, we went out, we sanded. Yep.
Martin, do we have a list of like complaints or requests for service about the winter operations this year? Do you have an approximate number on that?
Approximate actually was relatively low.
Okay.
Obviously, there's always a few complaints here and there. A few actually more regarding Blue Jay Hill. I think that was the big one was Blue Jay Hill. A couple complaints from there 2-3 times regarding the one it's slick to just Blue Jay in general. When was it getting plowed? A couple residents down there had a hard time getting up the hill. And what else? That was basically it. There wasn't too much. Don't have the list in front of me there, but I can't think of anything. I don't know if Michelle has anything to add to that, but I'm pretty sure that was the majority of it. Blue Jay.
We'll be issuing the quarterly reports, the second meeting in April, which will have all the stats on that, Dave.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. The only thing I guess we can add, I don't know, not so much for winter. Well, it'll be more for a topic of discussion after. So I'll wait till then, unless anybody had any other questions for the winter operations. Oh,
Martin, it's Dean. Martin, when do we plan on sweeping our road now after the sand that was put on this winter? And it was good that it was done, and there was lots of it. But boy, we've got a lot of sand left on the road now, on Dry Pine Bay Road. And I know that we sweep at some point, but I don't know whether we do it before May or not.
we typically do it sometime in May, late May, but this year with the abundance of melting, we've been contacting the contractor and we're just waiting on a response back when they can get here. So hopefully sooner than later. And if we can get it done by the end of April, that would be fantastic.
Yes, it would. It would. Some blows off the road, but there's a lot on the road yet.
Yeah,
Maybe.
if it stays there, it goes on the shoulder, and then the shoulders become too high, and the ditches fill up eventually. So.
Yeah, we used a lot of sand this winter. We had to, and with all the ice we had, so now it's a matter of getting rid of it.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Is there
And,
any, sorry, Martin, go ahead.
oh, I was just going to say, it'd be really nice to see, especially because we have the new paved surface treated roads in Albin. It'd be really nice to see a nice swept brand new road. So
I was thinking of that too.
What about repainting of the lines? Does that follow the sweeping?
Can you repeat that, Peter? I could barely hear you there.
Yeah. What about the repainting of the white lines, white and yellow lines? Is that a maintenance that we have to do, or is that the province?
are you referring to the highway? Because
Yeah. 64.
that would be the highway. I can get in touch with them and I will let you know. But as for our local roads, we don't have any lines on our roads. But
Okay.
I think the arena and the municipal hall could probably use some new parking lines. But besides that,
Mr. Chair,
Yes.
this is Mike. What about our potholes within our roads? How are we handling with those?
Martin.
yeah, through you. At the moment, there's no pothole operations this week. We're still working on the steamer and looking for culverts. As far as I've patrolled and the guys have patrolled, I know there are a few potholes, but nothing too dramatic unless you've seen something that I haven't. Besides that, like we'll get to them in the next couple of weeks or so. That's the plan. At the moment, I guess at the moment we have our 2-ton has our sander in the back, so we won't be able to transport any cold patch, but that will be coming off most probably next week.
And speaking in regards to the potholes, what about the dirt roads on, let's say, Monteguere? You know how bad it is. You know, with all the, you could call them potholes, or
Yeah.
you know, some of the dirt roads are really bad as far as for, you know, being deteriorated by the frost and everything.
Yeah.
I know you can't get with the grader or anything like that at this point in time because it's too wet.
It all depends on the severity of the road. If it deems absolute emergency, we'll figure something out. We'll take out the grader if we have to. But as far as things are, we are trying our best to just leave them be until the roads dry up a little bit better. So hopefully, no big potholes. Like bumps and lumps are one thing, but obviously, if there's an issue, we will get on that.
Okay, thanks.
Is there any other questions for this subject? Seeing none. Okay, I don't think we need a resolution for this. So we'll just move on to the roundtable discussion. Does anybody have anything they want to bring up? I know Martin had something. We can start with Martin.
Oh, I can wait if anybody else has something else to throw in.
Does anybody else has anything?
No, no.
Oh yeah, I guess I'll jump in.
The floor is yours.
So I was thinking a couple things just regarding the winter operations specifically. So this is my fourth year with the municipality, and what I've noticed with a lot of our operations and how things could be smoother is the potential. This is just a roundtable discussion, obviously, but the thought of potentially acquiring a third plow truck for the municipality. When we're looking at our operations, like I said, a lot of the complaints that we got this year were, again, a lot of it was from Blue Jay, but more or less it's when is the plow coming? When's the plow coming? Well, our typical plow run is 10 hours on a regular snowstorm. So anything that's heavy could be 12 to 14 hours sometimes. And what ends up happening is the people, especially down Shaw Road or trying to think of the other route. Shaw Road is the one route, and the other route would be Minetteville. Gets the brunt of it. So people want to know, hey, am I going to get to work this morning or not? Well, you typically leave 4 o'clock in the morning, try to get the majority of the roads done, but still, if you're anywhere after 4 hours, so 7, 8 o'clock, you're trying to get to work and the road's not plowed yet, there's a problem, obviously. So it's with my opinion and I almost call it my expertise in the subject, but looking at maybe the municipality acquiring a third plow truck over time would really benefit one, plowing opportunities, as well as help with hauling during the summer. Because the other big thing that what people don't understand is that, so the municipality has 2 plow trucks, and then B. Thomas has 2 plow trucks. And B. Thomas, which is our winter contractor, they operate from the bridge on 64 and range in just outside of Albin. Everything on that side in Albin is theirs, and everything on this side is ours. So we start at La Brosse and Jean Street, and they start at Léger, Presqu'île, and Brousseau. So what happens is, we have the 2 trucks that go out, but we also have what we call the grader run. And the grader does everything in town and what we also call the milk run, which is Monteguere, Cool, Vio, Pitt, Seguin, Ash Bay, and the North Channel area, North Channel Camp in Maillard. The grader is a very slow machine. It is a very good machine, but it's a very slow machine. And the other downside with the grader is there's no sand. So once the plow truck is done plowing, whoever's done first will then have to reload up their sand and then have to redo the milk run. So you're looking at a 10-hour shift for each one of our guys, but the plow run for the trucks is something along the lines of about sorry, I lost my train of thought there, but more or less it takes a while. So it's just something to think about.
Martin?
Yeah.
Would we have to hire another guy to for a plow truck, or do we have enough staff?
No, we have enough staff at the moment.
Okay, because I was just thinking maybe another option too would be looking at contracting out maybe Shaw Road and stuff that's further away, maybe like Monetville area, something like that. Contracting a little bit of that out.
That's a good
be a
idea.
little-
Be an idea to look into. We just have to get numbers and stuff. Like it's not. the
Yeah,
end.
obvious, yeah. We can compare the two. Maybe at the next meeting, if we can prepare that and put it on the agenda and we can have it compared, and then once we can decide here what we think is best and then advise it to council for next winter.
Sure. Yeah, we can always look into stuff. Like, obviously, nothing's guaranteed. It's just ideas we have in place.
No, but if we have all the numbers of what a contract would be, and maybe that's a little early for next meeting, but we got time for next winter. So whenever the next meeting or the one after, and then we could advise it for council to see if we're all on board with that.
Yeah. So yeah, that's just what I was thinking on my end.
Because we'd also have to look at the cost of the maintenance on the truck and our fuel and the wages and everything. So if we can insurance and
Yeah.
if we can compare all that and have it contracted out, maybe that might be better.
I concur with that. It's Dean. I agree, Dave. I think that we at least should have a good hard look at that to see if it wouldn't work, as opposed to building any more of our inventory on equipment up. It keeps us broke with the equipment we presently have, and I think that to consider buying another truck suitable for plowing, if we could possibly find a contractor that would handle whatever it is we need there, that would be the most efficient way to go in the future.
I agree.
Well, I'll tell you what, the best thing we can do is I can write up a technical report and just explaining the pros and cons behind it. And we'll move on from there. Like, obviously, this is not something that we're asking for this year or next year. It's just an idea for the future. And we'll go from there.
Yeah, and if we do see a need and we bring it up to council and we decide we want to go ahead with it, then we can. If not, well, at least we have numbers where the numbers will change, but we have a good idea for the future anyway.
Yeah. Excellent. That was my big topic of discussion.
Okay, Dave?
Yes.
Yes, Dave.
Bob,
Just a comment to Bob and Martin. As Martin mentioned a while ago, there was very few complaints this past winter, and a job well done. And I'd like Bob and Martin to relay the message down to the staff, to the operators, and everybody working. I know I didn't get one complaint myself personally. You know, on the street, sometimes people like to talk, but job well done, guys. Thank you.
I agree.
That's well said, Bob. I agree too.
I must say, I think we spoke too soon. It's starting to snow outside there, so.
Yeah. Get the sanders out yet? I'll take them out of the truck yet.
We'll certainly pass on your messages to the staff.
Please do.
Thanks, Bob.
Does anybody else have something they want to bring up for the roundtable discussion?
I cut out for a little while there, so I'm not sure if Martin talked about the half load.
Oh,
No.
So yeah, half load is in effect as of March 15th. We'll have to wait to see when we take it off. We typically take it off around May 15th to June 1st. So you're looking at the last portion of May typically. But yeah, so please don't drive down the roads with heavy trucks and equipment. It'd be very nice to try to keep our new roads in good shape and our old roads in half decent shape.
So when we do take off the half load, we don't have to all take them off in one day, right? We can assess the roads, and the ones that are dried up and better, they can come off and others can stay on.
Yeah, well, we tend to do like a blanket thing. We don't really like having, well, that road is better than this road, 'cause people will typically see, I don't know, if we take off a sign here, they'll think that, oh, well, my road's good too. And it's typically on or off is the best way to do it. It's very rare that one road is so much significantly better than others. We have a couple of roads that are significantly worse than others. The half load should probably stay on a lot longer, but besides that, just a couple examples of that is Weeks Road in North Minettville is constantly wet. We did a bit of ditching 2 years ago, and we did some brushing, but it's still not great. It's just that road retains the water for some reason, and it's usually wet until July. But there's one camp down that road, so it's not to say that the one homeowner down there isn't a priority, but there's the very low traffic down that road, so it's not typically an issue.
I know there's also Mayad Road off North Channel Road that's usually bad for a while too.
Mayad and North Channel Camp are both a little wet.
But Mayad is a lot worse.
Yeah. Mayad and Pupia, that's what it is.
Yeah.
I noticed that on Highway 607, they're on half load too now.
The last couple of years, 607 has been half load, yeah.
Is it still up to Rilco, not half load there?
That's right.
It's still like that?
Yeah.
Okay. You mentioned brushing, Martin. Do we have big plans for brushing this year?
To recap, in the last couple of years, we've caught up finally. So the whole municipality has been done at least once. So this coming year, we're doing the other half of the municipality. So last year we did basically everything east of Noelville and Highway 535. So this year we have about half of Shaw Road to finish, and then basically the Delamere area. And then we would have done the entire municipality. So next year we'll restart at east of Noelville, so North Channel Camp and all that. So now that all the heavy brushes have been cut, it's going to be a lot quicker and a lot easier, a lot cheaper as well. So
Cheaper.
Good. We need stuff a lot cheaper these days.
Yes.
Yeah, we're set. We're trying to get our calcium this year sometime either just after half loads or just at right at that tipping point. We're going to try to do something a little different this year if the contractor comes in at the right time. And if the roads are still a little bit wet, it'll help bind the calcium a lot better. So obviously we don't want to come in when they're soaked, it will destroy the roads, but we want to come in when they're not dry. So the last couple of years, we try to order the trucks, and every other municipality is ordering a truck. And it's just, we'll typically get it between July or the end of June and early July, and the roads are not saturated, but they're dry. And just to give you an example how that works, it's if the road is dry, just picture like a desert. The calcium won't go into the ground, and it'll just stay on the road. And then the sun will just beat on it and evaporates. So some years we've had complaints of some roads that we've had calcium there for like a week and it's already gone. Whereas the ideal way to do it is to have the roads wet. So, and then when you spray, the chemical goes in the ground and it retains the moisture and it stays there for a longer period of time. So
would it be a good idea to pass a water truck the day before?
A water truck a couple hours before.
A couple hours, yeah.
So
if it's really hot, yeah.
It's very difficult to coordinate a water truck. Last year we had contracted one out for a few of the roads. The plan is to eventually acquire one of the old fire trucks and convert it to a water truck. Until then, we're just playing it by ear. But like I said, it's very difficult to plan out these things where you could, just in comparison, the water truck size is so much smaller compared to the tanker size on a calcium truck. So we would probably plan out like a specific road, or at least very populated roads. So Maillet, Houle, Gannett, like the very high traffic areas would be the ones that we'd like to hit before the calcium comes, because you can't just hit every single road for the calcium truck that day, unfortunately.
Mhm.
It's not quick enough.
So our best option would be to try, and if we can get the truck, to try and get it like end of May, beginning of June, if
That
possible.
The best case scenario, a couple times last year, it was like a drizzling day. Fantastic. But besides that, you gotta wait on the weather. But yeah, so ideally we want the roads to be a little bit wet.
And I'm assuming if it's raining too hard, it'll just wash it off.
That's true. Yeah. If it's too hard, then the roads get saturated, and then the calcium just won't go in either.
Yeah.
Right.
Just run in the ditch.
There's a sweet spot.
Dave, maybe Martin could, for the benefit of all of the committee that are not at the council table regularly, just give an idea of where we're spending major capital efforts this year, what roads are going to be done and hopefully hard surfaced and so forth. Martin, would that be possible? Just a quick rundown on.
Yeah, for sure. So this year, the Public Works Department is planning on a major capital work on Monteguere. The road there's not enough cover on it, and it's just covered in, like Mike said, gravel potholes. It's pretty bad. Generally, we'll just say, if we're doing capital road construction, just assume that the road will be ditched, all the culverts will be replaced, and we'll be putting a 6-inch granular A lift. That's our go-to thing. If we plan on resurfacing the road, it'll be either the following year or the year after, depending on budgetary constraints. We like to get the roads nice and packed before we put new surfacing on it. So this year, major projects are Monteguere, Haas Road, Gautier Road, Gilbert Road. There's another one there somewhere. I'm trying to think. Those are the big ones, though. And the other thing we were planning on doing is we want to scarify the remainder of Monteguere. So in case somebody's not up to date with the terminology, scarifying is when you remove the old surface on the top with the grader. So Monteguere is full of potholes, and that'll be the last section of potholes on the road. So that'll be good.
And are we starting the major work on that culvert, on that big culvert?
We are currently waiting for Stantec to bring us a hydrostatic report, which is basically a report letting us know how much water is being used through that culvert. The plan is to, if the report is good, basically we want to reline the culvert. Basically, picture putting a culvert in a culvert, and that'll be structurally sufficient and about 4 times cheaper than replacing the culvert. So that's what we're currently looking at. So if everything works out, it should be about a $200,000 job instead of a $1 million job. So
Yeah.
Any idea when Stantec is going to have that information for us?
unfortunately not. I think they were kind of waiting for the spring because this is the high water volume.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Yeah, because we didn't get any grants that we were hoping to get for that. Eh?
Not yet. I believe we applied for another one, and or we're in the process of applying for another one, something like that. And it'd be great if we get it, because ideally we would like to fix the culvert and fix up the road, because the road does require a little bit of help.
Because I think it's next year our deadline. We have to do something.
I believe it's this year.
Okay.
by the end of this year. So not to get into that topic, but basically if nothing happens, according to our engineers, they don't want anything driving on that road after. So we may have to close that section of the road.
So hopefully we get a good engineer report and we can get it done this year.
Yeah.
Because the milk truck goes by there and everything. That's a,
Yeah, it won't be fun for the milk truck or the plow or the grader, I guess.
yeah. Do you have any other discussions, anybody?
Questions?
Questions, discussion? Anything?
I guess just to add, if you think that, hey, this road is really bad and when are we going to fix it? It's probably coming up in the next 5 years. Just to add one last thing. Over the last 4 years, we've had council with a $600,000 capital roads budget. We've been really attacking these roads. I don't have the list in front of me, but off the top of my head, we've done at least 14 roads completely. So when I first got here, there was about 30 roads that were really problematic. So we're already halfway through that list. So if we're looking at the next 5 years, if we can continue with this budget, we're looking at all of the major roads that require repairs will be finished. And then after that, it'll be all the smaller roads that could use a hand will get there. So we're really catching up, which is really nice.
I have another question, Martin. Do we have any pricing that's already done from last year to do jobs this year?
Oh, like estimations or?
Yeah.
Yes.
Are they gonna still be good with the cost?
Oh, they should be. Yeah.
inflation?
Yeah, I when I do my calculations, there's contingencies everywhere. I usually put 10% more gravel, and I usually put 5% more cost on all of this stuff. And when I do my estimates, I usually take the most expensive contractor because you never know what'll happen, right? So
To put in the budget, yeah.
yeah. So this year, I forget what the budget was approved for, but more or less, I had planned ideally for spending $550,000 out of the 600, and so we have that extra bit of room. We should have that extra bit of room. I lost my train of thought there, but yeah, basically, we should have the money for it.
I guess next council will have to reevaluate the budget for everything, I guess, with
Yeah,
cost of everything going up.
it'd be crazy.
Mhm.
Just imagine our fuel cost there this year.
Oh, I know mine's not nice. Okay, well, if there's no other discussion or question,
Mr. Chairman, it's Brad.
Brad, yeah, go ahead.
I've recently closed some construction tenders and we're up 30% since December.
Wow. I know I've
That-
raised,
That includes asphalt and site works too. So it's bad out there, folks.
I know. Yeah, I've already, like in January, I went up 10% and I gotta figure out my cost now. It's my insurance went up bad, the fuel's up, the parts are up, the machine cost is up. So I gotta figure it out and I'll probably be close to the 30% myself.
Yeah, so we're budgeting 50% increase for projects starting in June
Wow.
from December.
Wow.
From December. And then, well, I mean, you should be all right getting product, but getting product's impossible.
Yeah, it's gonna hurt for a while.
Okay, yeah.
Any more questions or comments? Okay, we'll move on then. So we'll can I get a resolution to adjourn?
Dean,
And Dean is gonna move it and I need a seconder.
Bob,
I can't see anybody, so okay, Bob will second it. Anybody opposed? Okay, passed at 6:35.
Have a good evening, everyone.
Hey, have a good evening, everybody. Good night.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you all. Bye-bye.
Okay, good
Yeah,
evening.
bye.
Have a great
Bye.
weekend.
Good evening.